quick takeaways, and final thoughts on negotiations on this last chapter on our series of negotiations. Boarding Pass starts now. Hey folks, Jack here on another episode of Boarding Pass Podcast. This is chapter 3 in the very short series on negotiations that I'm going over to help you make yourself clearly understood for overseas clients and customers. So I've been going over some vocabulary, some phrases, some expectations, both from your side and the other side. I thought I'd go over a few more items on my list in this final closing episode on this series. Let's get to it. So in this episode, I'm going to give you a few more scenarios where the expectations and assumptions might be applied both from your side of the table and the other side of the table based on your culture. And also just a few of my final thoughts, just a few comments I just wanted to get out in the open before I forgot. All right, so I'm going to give you two scenarios here, two situations that you're going to come across. We're on a one-on-one call going over specific agreement terms. It's clear that the other person just isn't making themselves understood. They simply don't have the second language skills. Fall back on the clarification terms that we've been practicing through the whole series of this podcast, also the negotiation series. Ask them to repeat themselves. Ask them to speak more slowly. Repeat back what they said and ask them if that is what they wanted to say. Ask them what a word means, which you actually know, but ask them for help to make sure that they understand it. And if they can define it, you're fine, you can move on. Otherwise, make it a teaching moment. Make them understand the word a little more clearly. The other situation I'm going to call the Super Bowl. When a deal is signed, keep it professional. Keep it in the office and keep it formal. Remember that any celebrating with the client after the fact is opening the door for further negotiation. What you do with this, it's all on you. Anyway, that's it. Super short episode. I just wanted to cover a few thoughts that I had on the top of my noodle and just go over some situations that might apply to you. I advise that you go back through past episodes of this podcast and just review some of the terms, the phrases, and the expectations for negotiations in an international environment and negotiations. This has been Boarding Pass. I am, of course, Jack. See you next time.